What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another account progression video. Alright, so as you can see on the screen here, it is time to get another tier 3. So yes, finally time for my next tier 3. It has been a while, but Wolverine here, definitely worth it, because Wolverine is just one of my favorite X-Men. So yeah, I definitely want to get Wolverine to tier 3. No questions about that. So let's go ahead and take a look at Wolverine here before we get him to tier 3. So for his details here, we're pretty low on our crit rates. Well, actually, for Wolverine, that's kind of low. We're close to 60% on that. Our attack speed is almost maxed. Our crit damage is maxed. Our defense is maxed. And our skill cooldown is maxed. All the main stats are maxed, which is nice. Take a look at his skills here. I do have everything leveled up on him. For the Isolate set, we have a Power the Angry Hulk Fully Awakened set. And for the Obelisk here, brace yourself because it is pretty bad. Yes, we're sticking with this really old Obelisk. This is like the first Obelisk I put on him for ABX way back in the day. So we have the Immune to Snare, Ignore Defense, and a 180 proc. So the only reason I had the Obelisk on him was for the Immunity to Snare, and of course because it had a damage proc. And I'm pretty low on Obelisks right now, and my luck has been horrible with rolling damage procs, so I don't really have anything to replace this with right now. I'm trying to roll something that has like max HP recovery with a damage proc. You know, one of those two sets with some crit rate would be nice. So max HP, crit rate, damage proc, recovery, crit rates, damage proc is what I'm looking for. But yeah, I don't have anything right now. So this is what we're sticking with. It is a 180 proc, so that's kind of what matters for right now. His uniform, I haven't really worked on much because all of my Phoenix Feathers have been going into working on getting Wolverine to Gears 25, because that was my last hurdle that was taking a while, and actually it was pretty smooth for getting him to level 70, surprisingly. I just put him up to 100% chance each time. I didn't bother with trying to go with the chance of, you know, the coin flips or anything like that, except for the very last roll. So that's where it comes in, because I had of course, my Phoenix Feathers built up to max, and doing max materials each time with max Phoenix Feathers and max Mcron Crystals. I was able to get him to the last step, so level 68, before I started running out. And so for 68 to 70, all I had left was enough materials to get him, or to have like a 10% chance roll. And it actually succeeded for me. It's the first time I've ever had something below like 90% work on me. I have horrible luck with levels enhancement usually, so I was very happy about that. Yeah, so we got him there, and then the next hurdle was of course these gears here. Getting him 24 to 25 was actually quite a struggle for this top gear especially, but we got there eventually. So now he's ready to go. So now that we've kind of taken a look at Wolverine here, all that's left is actually to advance him, and I have all the materials set and ready to go. So we're gonna get the Adamantium Fury. So let's go ahead and push this button and see what his little cutscene is gonna look like. Alright, he's just slashing his way through that door there. Kind of reminds me when he's escaping Stryker Island and he slashes his way out. But anyway, there we go. We have our next tier 3 in the form of Wolverine. So super happy about that. The best there is, bub. Alright, so now that Wolverine is freshly tier 3, let's go ahead and get a look at him in some gameplay. So let's hop into that. Alright, so here we are at World Boss Ultimate. We're going to be taking on Proxima here at stage 46, and this is the highest I've gotten right now with Proxima, but I haven't been pushing her too much. I'm sure with Deadpool I could have gotten a little further, but as of right now, Deadpool's pretty much the only one that's clearing the stage for me, with Sabretooth actually doing quite well with his all defense down, but I haven't really tried him out on this stage. So we're going to be using Nick Fury for leadership and support, and then we also have Shuri on the team for her tier 2 passive. So we're going to be going pretty much all out here with the support, and then we have all really good strikers as well. We've got 2 mind control, 2 all defense down. Well, actually, yeah, 2 all defense down, maybe 3, and then we've got Reed in there just because he is a physical damage dealer, so we have him in as a striker, and because Wolverine doesn't need anti-venom for the heal, so yeah, we can put in another damage striker instead. So there we go, we got 1 proc there on the ultimate skill, the 6th skill, the tier 3, and it looked pretty good. So yeah, overall Wolverine's tier 3 actually can hit quite hard. You just want to make sure you get some of that accumulation going on with it, because he definitely needs to build up a little bit there. But overall, I'm I would say satisfied with Wolverine's tier 3. I was hoping for maybe a little bit more damage, but his survivability is still there, and the tier 3 hitting harder than his 5th skill is really nice, so having that extra damage is definitely useful for Wolverine, because he never was really the hardest hitter. I don't know, it just seems like a lot of times his skills miss the enemies, so that could be why. He's kind of got the same effect as what Reed has, Mr. Fantastic, where it seems like his 5th skill just misses the enemy. Like, you can see all the claw slashes there with Wolverine's 5th skill, and it just seems like a lot of those slashes are just not registering as damage against Proxima, because sometimes my 5th skill hits super hard, other times it does like, I don't know, 10% of a bar, so it's kind of really hit or miss. Oh yeah, there we could see our snare immunity from that nice obelisk that I still have on him. That's why I'm really tempted to just keep that obelisk on him, because not having to worry about those blade twisters is so fantastic. That immunity to snare is just really underrated. I think if you get a damage proc and then a really good other stat with the snare immunity, it's definitely worth keeping just for this fact alone that you don't have to deal with these blade twisters if it's on that character that you're going to be pushing high stages of World Boss Ultimate with, because yeah, it's really nice, especially on a character like Wolverine when I'm pretty much just up in Proxima's face the entire time, so I don't really kite around very much. I don't have, well, we've got the long iframe on the 5th skill, but besides that, he's not really going to be in iframe to be protected from the blade twisters, so yeah, definitely like having that. But as you can see here, it is taking quite a while for Wolverine to do this. That's why I was slightly underwhelmed with him, but his tier 3 skill doesn't seem to be applying the all defense down to Proxima, which is really annoying. I was hoping that it would, but yeah, his all defense down on his tier 3 skill just doesn't seem to apply to world bosses, so it's pretty much only going to be useful in Shadowland and maybe some PvP, and whoop, we almost died there from the purple circles. Man, those things can hit pretty hard. But luckily Wolverine's got his healing factor, so we'll be back up to full in no time here. So I'm gonna, did I use the, yeah, there it goes. I'm trying to use the ultimate skill right there while the spears were still coming down, the red spears, because with those they don't pierce, so you can just sit in there and accumulate damage. They do a lot of damage though, so definitely if you're not having any damage immunity, I do not sit in those. But yeah, as you can see, there they are again. So if I had my ultimate skill right there, that would have been the perfect opportunity to use it. And also, I don't know if I demonstrate it much in this clip here, but Wolverine's 3rd skill, well actually I don't think I do, because there's no the poison puddles, whatever they're called. But yeah, you know, when the poison puddles get on the ground, or any kind of dot effects on the ground, you can actually use Wolverine's 3rd skill while you're standing in that, and it does trigger the 3rd skill, so you can get the counter attack, which is pretty nice, so I definitely like that. It seems like you have to actively run into it though, so if you're already like doing attacks or something and then it kind of like falls down on you, it doesn't seem to activate when I use my 3rd skill, but if I walk out of it and then walk back into it and then use the 3rd skill, it does seem to trigger. So I don't know what's really going on with that interaction there, but it's just something if you're having issues trying to get Wolverine's 3rd skill lined up with one of the world boss's attacks to go off, you can actually just stand in one of the dot effects and have it work that way. Yeah, so we're getting pretty close here. As you can see, Wolverine's damage is just all over the place, but it kind of is dependent on if I get any of the, that was a nice one right there with that tier 3, because there was no defense down on Proxima. I would say it depends on if Deadpool or Scarlet or Invisible Woman get any of their defense down skills off against Proxima here, because that's when you can really see the damage from Wolverine. So it seems like his damage without having any debuffs on the world boss is just decent, but then when he does get a debuff on him, his damage spikes actually quite a bit. So if his all defense down worked from his tier 3, I think his damage output would be tremendously higher than it is right now. But as you can see here, it's going to take the entire time. 2, 1, come on, and 0. Yeah, we did it with 0 seconds left. So yeah, just barely made it there. But overall, yeah, I'm still really happy to have Wolverine at tier 3, because like I said, I'm a huge Wolverine fan. His damage is still really nice because, like I said, I don't have many characters that can beat this stage right here. It's pretty much Deadpool and him right now. So yeah, really happy with Wolverine. His survivability is great, and now his damage got a nice needed bump right there. So let's go ahead and see what's in this chest. Boom, pop that open, and then that's going to be it for this video. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed here watching my freshly tier 3'd Wolverine, and let me know how you're going with your Wolverine and if you're getting him to tier 3 or not. So yeah, that's going to be it for this one here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.